Cheltenham Town 1, Grimsby Town 1. This is the review of the game. Apologies, it's a bit later than I had planned to get it out. I've had a lot to digest of the game, shall we say, and had other things to sort out. But what can I say about this game? Like I said, it ended Cheltenham Town 1, Grimsby Town 1. Fair result, I would say, overall. I think that the Mariners didn't really do a lot wrong. And I would say neither side really. I think Grimsby overall were the better side. And probably should have won it out of the two sides. If we look at the team that did start for Grimsby Town, it was Jordan Wright in goal, Harvey Rodgers, Doug Tham and Cameron McJanet as the back three. Jason Daddy Svanthorsen, George McEachran, Evan Corey, Denver Hume and Kieran Green just in front of them, with a debut for Dara Burns, a full debut for Dara, and Danny Rose up top. So they put that as a 3-4-1-2. Dara, I'll talk about Dara in a little bit. The bench was, of course, Callum Ainley, Luca Barrington, Lewis Cass, Jake Eastwood, Jaden Luca, Curtis Thompson, and Terrell Warren. Now, if we go into how I watched the game from the south of France, it was a barrage, I would say, pretty much, for the first half an hour. I think the first 5-10 minutes, it was, as you get usually, the feeling out period. But even for that, Cheltenham were the better side. They were definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, the better side throughout the first 35 minutes. They used the direct ball very well. They definitely got the width, which I thought they would, from the likes of Thomas and Williams, and and Archer coming in through the middle for them, with George Miller up top, the former Scunthorpe loanee, as was reminded by Matt Dean. Also, they did use the width very well. Jude Boyd, who was their wing back, he was very prominent in that first 20-25 minutes, where I have no qualms, I have no issue in saying Cheltenham were far better. We did not get out of the blocks for the first 25 minutes. Within about 20 minutes or so, a penalty was given. Handball, they believe, by Doug Tham. Now, even with my Grimsby Town hat on, saw a lot of fans say on social media, no way was it a pen. No way should a hand have been up in the air. True, whether it was clear who it was, but I did watch I was able to see the replay of it. The only query was, did it actually come off our player's arm? But an arm was up there, and the referee made the judgment call that it was a pen. And at the end of the day, we can't use that now, and it's controversial, because Jordan Wright, who for 85% of the game really had a very, very solid game, especially when it came to shot stopping, and when he was called upon for the penalty, he made a cracking save, because it was a good penalty that was taken, and a cracking save by Jordan to really knock it away for the corner. But just after that, um, it was coming for about 15 minutes of that second half. The first half, not second half. For 15 minutes of the first half, that goal was coming. We never really was able to build any momentum off that penalty save. And within a few minutes, we fell down. Thanks, we fell down. We did fall down. We fell behind to Williams' goal, and fair play. Cheltenham absolutely for that first half hour barricaded us in defensively. We tried to get out, but we just couldn't. Our play wasn't tried to play in between little triangles of play, and it just wasn't working. And then after they got the goal, we kind of found our way back into it. With a couple of good chances. We had a decent shot by Svan Thorsen. We had a decent. We had a header, I think it was, by Rose. We had a couple of shots that were tipped over by Joe Day, which, once that half an hour had gone by, we looked at a different side. We were able to get on the ball. We were given an absolutely fantastic chance when Danny Rose played a beautiful weighted ball just before half time through to Evan Curry, and you're thinking he's straight through, he's through, and he took the shot and it went straight into Day, and it was sort of like, oh, that's so frustrating, because you're thinking one-on-one, he took it early, and obviously they read it, and it was a comfortable save in the end. But I was encouraged, because for the remaining 15 minutes or so of the game, of the first half, we were the better side, and we were probably unlucky actually to not be level come half time. Even Craig Disley was saying that in Humberside commentary, that we were probably unlucky to be behind, and I felt like if we kept doing what we were doing, that we would score, and it came on 53 minutes, and I must say that it was an unlikely scorer. Yasin doing the hard work, the dirty work as it's classed again, got to the byline and crossed it, and Rodgers, it fell to Rodgers, and what a lovely, fantastic, precise shot into the bottom corner of Joe Day's goal to equalise for Grimsby, and we were in the ascendancy. We really could have gone on and won that. A lot of the decisions, to be fair, were going Grimsby's way, but a lot of them, none of them were massive mistakes by the referee. There was how I mentioned about Wright's penalty heroics. He nearly scuppered all that when he did a miscontrol again of a back pass, and really Ethan Archer, who had the chance, should have buried it, to be honest. Open goal, and after the mistake, and to be fair, Jordan was able to get back and reach out his long left arm and push it away for a corner for Cheltenham. It was a good game in a lot of ways. It was Cheltenham are a good side, and you can see that. And definitely in the first, like I said, the first half hour, we felt as though I could see what they were going to do. It's exactly the kind of thing they were doing at Walsall, doing against Walsall in midweek. You know, they were very direct. But they tried to use the width very well. I think where we came into our own after their goal was we finally got our foot on the ball. There wasn't many misplaced passes by Grimsby. Everyone put in a shift. If there's one thing that I couldn't say about today, it was that there wasn't a shift, because there was. From both sides, but specifically us. You know, I mean, 20 shots in total for Grimsby. Doesn't always mean on target, but there was 7 on target, 4 for Cheltenham, and 43 touches inside Cheltenham's box as well. Then off even possession, 50-50 pretty much. Both teams worked hard. Like I said, we had a couple of strong chances in the second half where we could have made more of it. A couple of free kicks in dangerous areas. Good balls in by Denver Hume. Just not quite enough in them to be able to for anyone to sort of get their head on. The last chance we had, it was just wouldn't fall. I think it was for Doug. It just Doug Thram. It just wouldn't fall, and it was a shot, but there just wasn't enough in it to pass Joe Day. Overall, I think the draw was about right. When we got the ball and we were playing it, we were matching, if not bettering Cheltenham, and it was just that we didn't have that final ball or that final shot. The effort was there. I thought Dara Burns did really well. Obviously, that's not his proper position, you know. Same as Luca Barrington last week. That's not their natural position, centre forward type thing. But boy, that lad's got a shot on him, hasn't he? And I think everyone sort of worked hard. I think at the start of the game, of course, you'd take the draw, and it was a very hard-fought draw for both sides. I said Cheltenham would be buoyed by midweek. They were. They came out with the plan on trying to use physicality, trying to use directness, and then once we scored, we kind of reset. Once they scored, we sort of reset, and we did look in general as the team that was going to get a winner, if any team was going to get a winner. Overall, like I said, apart from that slight, I was going to say that slight error by Jordan, right? But he made up for that as well. Any error that Wrighty did make, he made up for it. But I think Cheltenham would be more gutted that they didn't pick up all 3 points because of that mistake. But I think in general, if we look at the overall result as it goes, 1-1, fair result. And I always say, if you go away to anywhere and you can get you can get a result, especially a place like Cheltenham, which is not easy to go to get a result anyway. And we just looked up for it. We looked like the lads were definitely all there. They were all trying. You could definitely see the effort there. They did have a good defensive shape. Like I said, there was nothing majorly the lads did wrong today. It was just it was a great strike by their lad that was a grass cutter, and it sort of went past right, and it's just like, okay, shot like that from outside the box, fair enough, okay, great. The response was good. Town came back with the response, as I said, and we looked more dangerous in overall play in most of the game. So 1-1, fair result, good point, keeps our unbeaten run going, which is good. We're still in 8th, obviously, with Salford losing in one of the early games. We stay 8th and actually now extend 8th, but obviously we do fall 3 points behind Crewe, with Crewe getting a win while we were drawing. But the way I look at it is, you can't take anything away from the lads. It was a good performance. It was a performance of we'll use the term fine margins. Danny Rose, I'm going to give my man of the match to Danny Rose, because the amount of free kicks that Rosie gave us today, he was, again, a very, very smart centre forward. He was able to get the referee, and there was a couple that were stonewallers. There's a couple where you're thinking, like I said, that's why you'd rather have Danny Rose in your team than against you. And but we didn't quite have enough in us to win the game. But it's a point. It's better than nothing. It was a decent performance. Nobody really did anything wrong. Doug's throw-ins didn't cause us much. That was what I was disappointed with, that Doug's throw-ins didn't really cause us much trouble as they could have done. But overall, a fair result against two good teams. And we move forward on to Tranmere, which is an important home game coming up on Tuesday. I didn't quite see how many people travelled down to Cheltenham. I think it may have been around about, wouldn't surprise me, it was around about 500. It really wouldn't surprise me. But I don't actually know, don't quote me on that figure, unless anyone bottom of the video can let me know how many were there. If you were there, let me know down below what you thought of the game and how you felt it went. And it's a point, guys. So we take that and we move on to what will be a tricky game come Tuesday night. So leave your comments down below, your thoughts and your comments. Be very, very, really well appreciated. And let me know what you think of the point, and I'll leave this one here. But one more time, a good performance by the lads. No one really put much of a foot wrong. It was just a game where it was a pick'em game and both sides deserved something out of the game. But we probably could have just edged it. but it wasn't to be. So 1-1. Leave your comments down below on what you thought of the game, and I'll be back. It'll be on Monday with the pre-match preview for the game in midweek against Tranmere. Until then, guys, I will see you very soon. Up the Mariners. Disappointed, but also happy at the same time. 1-1. I'll see you soon. Ta-da.